Hi, Victorum gaming fans and fans of the Judge Dredd miniature game from Warlord Games, and just fans of Judge Dredd in general, or even 2000 AD fans. We are starting off a little series here where we're covering some of the basic scenarios that are provided in the I Am the Law two-player starter box. And today we're going to take a look at that first one, which is called Sugar Rush, which is pretty cool. So these are basically pre-generated scenarios to help you learn the game, and they kind of hold your hand and walk you through everything and simplify some of the things that like a full-on game would do. So the predetermined forces that you get from the starter box here, you get Judge Kinsey, street judge with a Lawgiver Mark II, day stick, and a boot knife. So basically the regular looking judge model. And then specific high roller block gang guys here, you get 3 of them. So you get 3 different punks here basically. So a gang punk with a pistol and a knife, that's that first guy, pistol and a chain in the middle, and then a punk with a sawn-off stump gun. So basically seems like a sawed-off shotgun. So pretty nasty overall. And then the setup for it, so things have been relatively quiet in Sector 43 for several months now, making it an ideal assignment for rookie judges to hone their skills and learn the ways of the street. However, word is out from a Wally Squad judge in neighboring Sector 42 that the Dangerous High Rollers gang is looking to expand some of its operations into the area. Judges in the sector have been put on heightened alert to watch for high rollers on the streets. It's not long before Judge Kinsey is summoned to a minor fracas outside the Bernie Sanders block. There he spots 3 punks in high rollers colors, pushing hope I'm pronouncing that right, to the locals, Ziz, or however you want to say it. They bolt at the sight of the judge, and the chase is on. So the encounter, you get a nice little map here using the pre-colored sort of playmat that the two-player box provides. So you got basically some streets, and then the central street, and then where the chase models are. But let's take a look here. So the table represents a busy street in Sector 43. The street itself is 12 to 18 inches wide, runs across the table from one side to the other. The street should be open and clear of any buildings, but could still include barriers, fast food stands, benches, and other seating areas, trash compactors, parked vehicles, etc. The areas to the sides of the main street should have buildings with plenty of interconnecting cross streets and alleyways. If you don't have the correct terrain, you can use books or any handy boxes as substitutes. No model may enter any building in the scenario, making them blocking terrain. So again, pretty simple there. And then the gang members will basically start in the middle there. So, deploy models. The block gang player deploys all their models within 6 inches of the center of the table. The Justice Department player then chooses one end of the central street and deploys Kinsey within 1 inch of the table edge. And then the predetermined cards, so the Justice Department, you get the Stum, Gas, and Ricochet for the Armory cards, and the Luck of Jovis and Munch or Munchie for Brains. High Rollers, you get Stims and Smoke Bombs, and One Hell of a Shot and Bring It On. And some special rules. Surprise Creeps. The High Rollers punks have been caught off guard by the approaching judge. Before the game starts, the Justice Department player nominates one punk model that would begin the scenario pinned. When, and you might, depending on, your experience so far with the game and things like that, seems probably like a good idea to pin the guy with the basically the sawed-off shotgun, but we'll see how that works in a real game. Backup. When the first punk is incapacitated or subdued, do not remove their action chip from the bag at the end of the turn. A replacement punk armed with a sawn-off stump gun will be deployed at the beginning of the next game turn. The model appears at the same end of the street where Judge Kinsey appeared at the beginning of the game. Note that while this replacement punk cannot count towards victory for the block gang by exiting the table, they do count for the Justice Department player if they get subdued or incapacitated. If the punks being chased attempt to sprint, roll 2d6 instead of 1 and take the lowest results. If both dice rolled have the same result, the model stumbles and only gets a basic move instead of the normal double move plus d6. The judge is unaffected. He knows these streets, and the citizens know to get out of the way. Okay, and then leaving the table, so some of the basically objectives here. So any punk can leave the table by moving across a table edge by any means. However, models attempting to leave the table from anywhere except the central street may blunder into a dead end or fence just as they think they're safe. Roll a combat die for them, and on a hit result, they move to the edge of the table and no further this activation. So basically, they're stuck. Game length basically continues until all the punks have left the table or have been incapacitated or subdued. And then the objectives. So the high rollers punks need to escape without being apprehended. Trading in illegal substances can get you 30 years in the cubes. If 2 punks out of the original 3 escape, they can claim victory. If the judge manages to incapacitate or subdue 2 or more punks, then it's victory for the law. So, pretty cool scenario overall. It just gets you kind of a little flavor for the game, and with not, again, using the full contents of the box. So, you got the 1 judge up against the 3 gangers, which kind of, I guess, gives you a rough idea of, relative power levels and stuff like that. So, yeah, the fact that, again, you can start with one of them pinned, again, seems like taking the first one with the sawed-off gun would probably be good initially, and then just trying to get there as fast as possible and, deal out some damage and incapacitate these guys to try and pull that victory for the judge. And gives you an idea, too, of, just not every mission is necessarily going to be kill them all, so the punks really get nothing for trying to take on the judge. They need to try and get the heck out of there. So, they are basically going to try and head to one of the board edges. You might leave one behind to try and slow down the judge and try and let the other 2 escape. But one of these guys probably is not going to stand up to the judge for very long. But it'd be interesting, again, to try it out with various things here. And again, the cards will play a factor as well. It'll be interesting to see how those work. But yeah, overall, pretty nice little scenario just for first game. Again, just using a couple of the models, a couple of the rules, keeping it fairly simple, not a whole lot of cards or anything, and just going from there. So, and probably would be worth playing just a couple times too, just to see maybe like a best of 3 or something like that, just to get a little bit more experience with it. But again, a really nice intro scenario here. So again, this one was called Sugar Rush. So that's that first one. We'll be taking a look at the other ones and then some of the scenarios and other things for the game too. So we got a whole series of videos planned for Judge Dredd, and then obviously battle reports and stuff coming soon for you guys too. So stay tuned for that. Hope you guys enjoyed our little look here at the scenario, and we will be back for more.